Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is a wonderful, auspicious day because we're celebrating the appearance of Sri Nityananda Ram. Before I begin the session, I would just like to beg our previous acharyas, my Gurudev, to bless me so I may speak on the nectarian pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjala Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namastate, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindha, Vaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Harir Priye, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, before I begin, I would like to offer my obeisances to Shri Gauranitai. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in his Chaitanya Charitamrita, offers obeisances as follows. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaududaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. So we can see a wonderful phenomenon happened 500 years ago in Gauda in Bengal, where the sun and the moon arose from the horizon simultaneously. So this is a beautiful analogy because basically what that means is that Krishna descended in this Kali Yuga 500 years ago in a golden complexion as Lord Chaitanya. And so Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna, in his most merciful incarnation, is as dazzling and bright like the sun. And Balaram, the brother of Krishna, he also comes down with Krishna as the soothing, calm and peaceful form of Nityananda, who is as soothing and calm as millions of moons. So both Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they're compared to the sun and the moon because these give light. And light, what light do they give? They dissipate the darkness of ignorance of the living entities in this age of Kali. So in the same way, so Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they drive away, it is said, 5 kinds of ignorance. So they dispel the darkness of 5 kinds of ignorance of the conditioned souls. In the Mahabharata, Udyoga Parva, 43rd chapter, these 5 kinds of ignorance are described. So number 1, accepting the body to be the self. Number 2, making sense gratification one standard of enjoyment. Number 3, being anxious due to material identification. Number 4, lamenting. And number 5, thinking that there is anything beyond the absolute truth. So the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna in a golden complexion of Srimati Radharani. So these teachings eradicate these 5 kinds of ignorance. So it is said that when Krishna appeared, when Krishna appeared on this earth 5,000 years ago, a storehouse of transcendental love certainly came with Krishna, but it was sealed. So what does the storehouse of transcendental love mean? It means Krishna Prema, the love of Godhead, which is the greatest treasure that one can possess. It is the greatest greatest treasure, because by Krishna Prema one can bind Krishna, who is the source of everything, the source of all planets, the Lord and Master of all planets and demigods, the creator of all the spiritual world and the material world. So one can bind Krishna by this Krishna Prema. So when Krishna came down, he spoke the Gita, and in the Gita he said, in Gita 18.66, Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami ma suchaha. So he says, give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. Do not fear, I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. So he doesn't say, please note that Krishna doesn't say, I will give you love of God, I'll give you Krishna Prema by which you can control me, because devotees can control me by their incredible loving exchange, by their loving devotion unto me. So this storehouse of transcendental love came with Krishna, but it was sealed. But when Krishna came down in Kali Yuga, together with his associates of the Pancha Tattva, whom we see on the left, these associates, together with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they broke the seal and they plundered the storehouse to taste transcendental love of Krishna. They became like madmen, intoxicated with this love. As they tasted it, their thirst for it grew, and they also distributed freely this love of Godhead to everyone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a very, very merciful form of Krishna, and his associates did not consider who was a fit candidate and who wasn't, or where such distribution should take place or should not. They made no conditions whatsoever. Whenever they got the opportunity, the members of Pancha Tattva distributed love of Godhead to all. So it is considered, therefore, that the Lord Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya is very magnanimous, and he is freely distributing this most precious treasure in this form. So we see on the left is the Pancha Tattva. In the middle is Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna himself. He is coming down in this age of Kali in the form of a devotee to teach us how to surrender. So Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago, and he said, surrender unto me. but people did not understand how to do it. So he comes down to practically demonstrate in the form of a devotee how one should surrender to Krishna. He comes in the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani. So Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna together, combined in one form. And on the right of Lord Chaitanya, in blue clothes, is Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda is another tattva, Vishnu tattva. So he is he embodies the spiritual master of a devotee. And next to Lord Nityananda is Advaita Acharya, who is a combination of Maha Vishnu and Sadashiv. He's also Vishnu Tattva. On the left of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in pink is Gadadhar Pandit, who is none other than Srimati Radharani and Lalita Sakhi combined in one form. And next to Gadadhar Pandit, on the extreme right of the picture in orange, is Shrivas. Shrivas is none other than Narad Muni. So he is the embodiment of a pure devotee. And I forgot to mention that Gadadhar Pandit is the embodiment of the Shakti of a devotee. So Radharani is the Shakti. And I forgot to mention also that next to Nityananda is Srivas Thakur. He is the embodiment of an incarnation of a devotee. So these Pancha Tattva, these five, so Pancha means five, these five effulgent supreme personalities have descended in this age to save the fallen souls. So who is Nityananda? Nityananda is the main associate of Mahaprabhu. We can understand how dear he is to Lord Chaitanya by what Lord Chaitanya says. So Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur writes in his Chaitanya Bhagavat that Lord Chaitanya says, whoever worships Nityananda in loving devotion loves me also. His lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Shiva and Lord Balaram. Hence always offer your love and devotion to him. If anyone is critical of him or dislikes him, then even if that person is a devotee, he is rejected by me. Whoever has even so much as received a slight touch of Sri Nityananda, Lord Krishna will never forsake him. So this is how dear Lord Nityananda is to Lord Krishna. Lord Nityananda's tongue, it is said, is the abode of Lord Chaitanya's glories, vibrating incessantly the sublime pastimes of Sri Gaurachandra, Lord Chaitanya. So Nityananda Prabhu's divine mission was to assist Lord Chaitanya in his mission, which in this age of Kali was to spread the Sankirtan movement. So Sankirtan, for those of you who don't know what it means, is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord together with musical instruments and other devotees. And in this age of Kali, the Sankirtan Yagya, so the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in particular, which was given by Lord Chaitanya himself, a very, very bona fide transcendental mantra given by Krishna himself in this Kali Yuga. So this mantra, it's when vibrated, it delivers. One can achieve perfection in this lifetime by simply chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So Lord Nityananda came down to assist Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in spreading this Sankirtan movement. He is the original spiritual master. So Lord Chaitanya is the original spiritual master, the Adi Guru. He said, so what does a guru do? A guru connects everyone to Krishna. It doesn't matter how fallen we are. If we approach Krishna, he may not So if we're very fallen and we approach Krishna, he may not accept us. But if we approach our Guru, because the Guru is so merciful, he's the embodiment of tolerance, compassion, humility, and mercy, the Guru will will save us. So therefore, all the Gurus, the bona fide Gurus, they're considered to be bona fide Gurus in the Parampara, who are spreading knowledge coming directly from Krishna. These Gurus are considered to be the living manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu's love and mercy. Without the mercy of a Guru, so without taking shelter of our Guru, we cannot approach Nityananda. And without the mercy of Nityananda, there is no way one can approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot gain entry in the pastimes of Radha Krishna. So Nityananda Prabhu, he empowered certain personalities. So the Vyasadeva of Sri Chaitanya Leela is Vrindavan Das Thakur. He's the author of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, which we are seeing here. It's a wonderful, wonderful scripture which talks about the beautiful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are only revealed by Nityananda's mercy only, because it is said in the Chaitanya Bhagavat that his personal expansion, so Lord Nityananda's personal expansion called Anantashesh, is the storehouse of information about Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna's pastimes. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he was empowered by Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu gave him vision of Lord Chaitanya's beautiful pastimes so he could write it down for us for our benefit. And Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that we see here, this wonderful nectarian compilation of the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. So the author, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, was also inspired by Lord Nityananda. So by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, we can learn more about this magnanimous form of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. So in order to understand who Lord Nityananda is and understand his mood of servitorship, let's take a look at this slide here. So we know it is the verdict of all the scriptures that Sri Krishna is the Lord and Master, the cause of all causes, the benefactor of all living entities. In the Gita, Krishna says, Aham bija pradaha pita, in verse 14.4 of the Gita. He says that he is the father of all living entities. Elsewhere in the Gita, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. So Krishna, the Supreme Personality, has so many different incarnations, so many different expansions. And the very first expansion of Krishna, called the Vilas expansion, is Sri Balaram. So Sri Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna, and the scriptures reveal that Balaram is non-different from Krishna. He possesses all the opulences, qualities, potencies, everything that Krishna possesses in equal, unlimited manner. But there are some differences between Krishna and Balaram. For example, the complexion of Krishna. So Krishna is bluish black, like the monsoon cloud that is full of rain, whereas the complexion of Balaram is whitish, like an autumn cloud, or sometimes a spring cloud is mentioned. And that's one difference, but there is another fundamental difference between them, between Krishna and Balaram. And that difference is that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead in the mood of accepting service, whereas Sri Balaram is the supreme personality of Godhead in the mood of offering service. So the Supreme Lord Krishna manifests as Balaramji to teach us how to express love through service. And this is most amazing because we as parts and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we desire to enjoy, we desire to lord it over this material world. But the Supreme Lord, who is the enjoyer, supreme enjoyer, the creator, proprietor of everything, he comes in a mood of not to enjoy, but he comes in a mood of service. The only desire of Balaram is to serve Krishna, and so the only desire of Lord Nityananda, who is none other than Balaram in the Kali Yuga, his only desire is to serve Lord Chaitanya unconditionally. So this Balaram, he serves Krishna in so many different rases. So he serves in as an elder brother. He will chastise Krishna and say, "Oh Krishna, why did you eat dirt? I will go and tell on you. I will tell Mother Yashoda. Oh Krishna, did you steal butter again at the house of the gopis?" So he chastises Krishna. He protects Krishna in the mood of an elder brother. But he also serves Krishna in other moods as a servitor. So we can see him massaging Krishna's legs. So Balaram, he manifests himself as Vrindavan, the holy abode where Krishna can perform his pastimes. So he serves Krishna in so many different ways. As a servitor, he expands to become Krishna's shoes. He becomes Krishna's pickup feather, his we mentioned slippers. He expands to be the garland, flower garland of Krishna, Krishna's stick, Krishna's pillows, Krishna's bed. And he expands into paraphernalia which serves Krishna. And then he also serves Krishna as the younger sister of Radharani, Ananga Manjari. In conjugal love, Balaram comes in the form of Ananga Manjari to serve Radha Krishna. So it's incredible mood of service of Balaram. So the same Balaram, he comes in different yugas. So Balaram is actually, we can see an expansion of Balaram here, is Ananta Shesh. So Ananta Shesh makes a very comfortable bed for Lord Vishnu to lie on. And we know Ananta Shesh, Balaram, is very, very powerful. He has thousands of hoods, and he, on just one of his thousands of hoods, he supports the entire universe with all the living entities, mountains and rivers. So that very powerful Ananta Shesh, with his thousands of hoods, he is continuously singing the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna Chaitanya. And even in the lifetime of Brahma, he hasn't finished talking about the beautiful qualities and glories of the Lord. And Balaram comes in Treta Yuga as Lakshman, so we know the mood of servitorship of Lakshman. He did not have to accompany Lord Ram in the forest, but he did. And he, for 14 years, did not close his eyes. He didn't sleep even 1 second. Because during the day, he would serve Sita and Ram, he would get water for them, he would get fruits, he would build huts for them, he would carry water. He wouldn't even wear slippers, and his feet would get cut by thorns and pebbles. But still, he would serve Ram and Sita. And at night, while they were sleeping, he would guard them with his bow and arrow. Such is the incredible mood of servitorship of Lakshman. So we talked about Dwapara Yuga when Balaram actually came as Balaram. And so now Nityananda Prabhu is the form of Balaram in Kali Yuga. And he comes with this same spirit, infallible spirit of servitorship. He has only one desire, to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the most loving, unconditional, uninterrupted mode of transcendental service. So sometimes Lord Nityananda serves Lord Chaitanya, just like we saw in the case of Balaram. Sometimes Lord Nityananda serves Lord Chaitanya as a guru, sometimes as his friend, and sometimes as his servant. So Nityananda is the immediate expansion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so we always say Jaya Gaura Nitai, because Nityananda cannot be separated from Krishna. He came to, as we mentioned, to help in spreading the chanting of the holy names of Krishna. And so Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that to have faith in Lord Chaitanya but not Nityananda is the philosophy of half hen. So a hen lays eggs with the backside. So the farmer may think, why keep the front? I have to spend so much money to feed the hen. I just want to chop off the head and keep the backside. So that's so if we accept Lord Chaitanya but we don't accept Lord Nityananda, it's the philosophy of half hen. Lord Chaitanya says Nityananda has advented to only to liberate the fallen conditioned souls. And whoever loves and respects Nityananda will be true in his devotion to me. So Lord Nityananda, he appeared in a village called Ekachakra around 1474, 12 to 13 years before Lord Chaitanya appeared. His father was a Brahmin named Harai Pandit, and his mother was Padmavati Devi. So Ekachakra was so in love. The whole of the inhabitants of Ekachakra loved Nityananda Prabhu so much. He was more dear to everyone than their own children. From his early childhood, Sri Nityananda Prabhu had a very serene disposition, and he was very highly intelligent. He was a reservoir of excellences. The complexion of Nityananda is described in the scriptures. So it is mentioned that Lord Nityananda had a beautiful golden complexion with a reddish hue. He had long arms that would extend down to his knees, and his eyes were like blossoming lotus flowers. They were wide and long like a deer, and full of tears of love. He chose to wear blue cloth, so he would wear blue dhoti. We always see him in blue, because that would remind him, of Krishna. His hands were reddish like a night blooming lotus, and he wore attractive bangles, intensifying the beauty of his strong golden arms. His charming beauty overshadowed the attractiveness of millions upon millions of cupids. So one day, on the day of Lord Chaitanya's appearance in Navadvip, Sri Nityananda roared with jubilation. He was so ecstatic that his beloved Lord had descended, and the sound of that roar filled the universe and made the universe tremble. It robbed everyone of his senses. So it is mentioned that during his childhood, Nityananda, his only inclination was to relive the transcendental activities of Lord Krishna. And so, together with his friends whom he would empower, he would enact pastimes of Krishna, where he used to play the role of Krishna mostly in these pastimes. So one friend, for example, used to become Putana, and Nityananda Prabhu would jump on his chest and act as though he was sucking the life air out. Sometimes he would act as if he's Lakshman. Sometimes he would act like a cowherd boy, like Balaram. And so the residents in Ekachakra used to ask Nityananda, "How do you know these pastimes?" And Nityananda would smile and say, "They are my pastimes. You don't know, but they're my pastimes." So Nityananda, of course, because the inhabitants were covered by the energy of Krishna, they didn't realize, they didn't understand what he meant. So in this way, Lord Nityananda enacted these beautiful pastimes of Krishna for 12 years continuously with his associates. And then one day misfortune struck Ekachakra. So a sannyasi was traveling and he stayed at the house of Harai Pandit. And Harai Pandit with his wife Padmavati served him very nicely. And when it was time for this sannyasi to leave, Harai Pandit asked, "So what alms can I offer you? You've blessed my home and I would like to offer you something." And the sannyasi smiled and he said, "I travel everywhere and I need an assistant. The only thing you can give me is your son Nitai. He will be the perfect assistant." And that was a big shock to Harai Pandit, Padmavati, and the whole of Ekachakra, because Harai Pandit couldn't refuse that sannyasi, and so Nitai had to leave Ekachakra. All the inhabitants were feeling so grief-stricken, it was like their bodies were melting away. So Nityananda went on pilgrimage with that sannyasi for 20 years. And then finally that pilgrimage culminated in Vrindavan. And there Nityananda Prabhu waited for Lord Chaitanya to start his congregational chanting of the holy names of Krishna. While he was in Vrindavan, Nityananda Prabhu used to jump into the Yamuna and he would look around and say, "Oh, Krishna, Krishna." And then he would realize, "Oh, hang on a second, I'm not Balaram, I'm Nityananda this time." So in this way he waited in Vrindavan until at last the meeting with Sri Chaitanya happened. And it was an explosion of ecstasy as Lord Nityananda met his beloved Lord and Master Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya instructed Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, who was the preaching partner of Nityananda Prabhu. One day, Lord Chaitanya said, "You should go to every town and village. You should go knock at every door and everyone you meet. Tell them to instruct them to chant the names of Krishna. Tell them to worship Krishna. You should tell them to preach about Krishna. Give these instructions and make the whole world Krishna conscious." So taking this instruction on his head, Nityananda Prabhu would go together with Haridas Thakur. He would go knocking at every door, and whenever the person would open, he would fall at their feet and he would beg them, "Please chant the name of Krishna. Worship Krishna. Krishna is your mother. Krishna is your father. Krishna is the treasure of your heart. Please surrender to Krishna. Make your life sublime." So in this way, Nityananda, he wouldn't order them, although he's the Supreme Lord. And as the expansion, the Mahavishnu, he can create everything in one exhalation. And he can destroy all the planets by his inhalation. He's the creator of Lord Brahma, who is the secondary creator of everything. That original, most powerful, Supreme Personality, Nityananda, with a straw in his mouth, between his teeth, he would beg all the people. And that is most amazing in compassion and humility. of Nityananda. Some people would take the instructions and chant, but some were lusty, envious people, and they refused. They would criticize him, they would swear at him, they would blaspheme him, they would kick him, they would whip him. But this most merciful Nityananda would fall down on his hands and knees, and tears would be streaming down his eyes, and he would say, I, Nityananda, I'm ready to sell myself as your eternal slave, only if you chant the name of Krishna. I'm a sannyasi, but I don't beg for chapatis, rice. I'm just begging. I'm asking, please chant the name of Krishna. So one day, Nityananda and his partner Haridas heard a commotion, and the villagers said, oh, these are Jagai and Madai. Do you know who these people were previously? They were pious Brahmins. They were pious Brahmins, but because of bad association, they now have got so degraded that they've committed all kinds of sins that you can imagine. They kill animals, they drink their blood, they set houses to fire, they kill babies. They are always intoxicated with liquor. There is nobody more filthy and fallen than these two. So when Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the embodiment of compassion, heard this, his eyes went wide, and in total ecstatic love he said, they are the recipients of Gauranga's mercy. And he turned to Haridas and he said, Haridas, do you see this? Only if they become devotees, the whole of Navadvip will recognize Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the deliverer of the most fallen. So Nityananda went up very boldly to these two drunkards, and he said, my dear Jagai Madhai, you're worshipable to everyone. After knowing your glories, my only request is that you give up your nonsense and surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please worship Krishna. Chant the names of Krishna. Oh Jagai Madhai, why are you living this sinful life? Don't you fear the reactions? You will be destroyed by these reactions. Please worship Krishna. Rectify yourselves. There is still time. Now when these two drunkards, Jagai and Madhai, they heard this, they were in an intoxicated mood, and they looked at each other and their eyes rolling, hot like coal, their mouths spitting fire. They said, how dare you advise me? Don't you know how great I am? Madhai said. And you still come and counsel me? Catch them, catch them. Jagai and Madhai started running after Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, and these two run away for their lives, laughing. So that evening, because Lord Chaitanya wanted to hear all about how the Sankirtan went, every evening they would report to him. So that evening, when Nityananda and Haridas Thakur told Lord Chaitanya what had happened, he got really angry and he said, what? These are Brahmins and they behave like this? I will call my Sudarshan Chakra and I will tear them to pieces. But then Lord Nityananda said, my dear Lord, please don't do that. Remember, in this age of Kali, you have appeared without weapons. You have appeared with your weapon of the holy name to destroy the demoniac mentality within each being. You're not there to kill anyone, but to kill the demoniac mentality. Give me one chance. I will take care of this. Don't worry. So Nityananda Prabhu then the following day, he went again to Jagai and Madhai, who were shouting again. They were semi-drunk and they were swearing and punching each other, and they were in total intoxication. But Nityananda Prabhu, fearlessly, he went close up to them and he said, "Oh Jagai Madai, please understand, I beg at your feet. You are part and parcel of Krishna. We all are. The only way the soul can be happy is by reconnecting with Krishna. Please, you cannot find happiness in this world. Please reconnect to Krishna. Chant his holy names." As soon as Nityananda Prabhu said this, Madhai completely lost it. He was drinking liquor from a half-broken clay pot, and as soon as he heard Nityananda Prabhu preaching again to him, he took that half-broken liquor pot and he smashed it on the head of Nityananda. And he started bleeding profusely. His clothes were drenched with blood. But Nityananda, he didn't retaliate. He simply smiled and he looked at Madhai and he said, "Oh Madhai, the pain that you're inflicting on yourself by not being Krishna conscious is way more than the pain that you've just inflicted on me. Oh Madhai, please take to the process of chanting. I again fall at your lotus feet." And so Madhai, he was very, very angry. He was fuming. He lost his cool again, and he picked up another pot and he was about to smash it again on the forehead of Lord Nityananda. But Jagai, his partner, his heart melted. He stopped Madhai and he said, don't you see, he is so merciful. There's no renunciant ever who has approached us like this. And you slam him, you hit him, and he continues to smile and lovingly help you. Please, Madhai, don't hit him. He's our friend. So Jagai said this. Now by that time, all of this had, the news had reached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he rushed to the spot as soon as he realized that his dear servant Nityananda was bleeding. He got very angry and he said, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yamaraj, the god of death. He dances at my feet. Lord Shiva, the Lord of Destruction, he is my servant. And anyone who criticizes, who blasphemes, and insult my devotees and cause harm physically, I will see me as death personified. Anyone who does harm to my devotees will see me as death personified. And in this very furious mood, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he invoked his Sudarshan Chakra, and he was going to cut off the head of Madhai, but Lord Nityananda fell at his lotus feet and said, Oh, Mahaprabhu, please, take your Sudarshan Chakra back. In fact, let me tell you, I don't feel hurt. I'm smiling. Nothing happened to me. And Lord Gauranga said, but Nitai, you are bleeding. And Lord Nityananda said, Oh Mahaprabhu, I beg you, in any of my lives, if I've served you in any capacity, I only ask you for one benediction. Please forgive them. Let all their sins come to me. Let all my good deeds go to them. You may punish me, but uplift them. This is my desire. So that is most amazing how Nityananda is begging for the life of Jagai Madhai. The same Nityananda in his form as Lakshman cut off the nose of Shurpanaka, cut off her ears when she dared to attack Sita Devi. And in the form of Balaram, Pralambasura, who attacked Lord Nityananda, Lord Balaram broke open his head. And when Dhenukasura, the donkey demon, attacked Lord Balaram, threw him onto the tall trees. And once when he entered an assembly and Maharshi Sutta did not rise to pay respects, that same Nityananda in the form of Balaram took a blade of grass and killed him on the spot. But now we are seeing in the form of Nityananda, Balaram is so magnanimous. He's so merciful that he is begging for Lord Chaitanya to spare the life of Madhai who had attacked him. So, and Nityananda continued. He said, well, you know, my lord, actually, Jagai here saved my life. Madhai tried to attack me again, but Jagai, he came and he rescued me and he protected me. And so when Lord Gauranga heard this, he turned to Jagai and he said, you protected my greatest devotee? Today, in front of everyone as a witness, I bless you with eternal love of Godhead. So we can see that, and he embraced Jagai Madhai. Sorry, he embraced Jagai only. So we can see that from one moment Jagai was the most fallen, the most sinful person, and the next moment Lord Chaitanya was embracing him and blessing him and giving him eternal love of God. So Jagai started trembling. He was shivering. Tears of ecstasy were coming down his eyes. His hair was standing on end. And in a mood of pure love, he started chanting the names of Krishna. And that's all thanks to the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And Madhai, seeing this, fell at the feet of Gauranga and said, well, Jagai and I, we were partners in crime. We committed sins together. And yet you uplift him and give him pure love of God, and you don't want to. You should be protecting me too. Please give me also love of God. And Lord Gauranga looked at him angrily and said, I will never give you mercy. If you really want mercy, fall at the feet of Nityananda and beg for his mercy. Anyone who hurts me, criticizes me, I might give them my mercy. But anyone who offends my devotee, forget it. The worship of my devotee, Lord Chaitanya said, is greater than my worship. So hearing this, Madhai fell at the feet of Nityananda, and Nityananda smiled and picked him up. And he said, I will forgive you. Promise me that you will never sin again. Because you've never committed Vaishnava aparad, you've never offended Vaishnavas, you've never offended the holy name, I will forgive you. So both Jagai and Madhai, they were hugged by Lord Chaitanya, and both of them received Krishna Prem, the greatest treasure of all time. And all of that thanks to the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So what can we learn from this? We are all Jagai and Madhais in this age of Kali. But if we simply take shelter of Lord Nityananda, then we have hope of achieving the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By our own endeavors, we may not be able to get this mercy. But if we simply take shelter of Lord Nityananda, the embodiment of mercy, tolerance, humility, compassion, we can achieve the greatest treasure of Krishna Prem. So one disciple once asked Jayapataka Maharaj, "Oh Maharaj, how can we get the mercy of Nityananda?" And Maharaj replied, "How can you avoid the mercy of Nityananda? That's the question." So we can see that Lord Nityananda's mercy is raining on everybody. It's like a rain that falls on everyone. He's so abundantly distributing Krishna Prem. He's delivering all the fallen souls. So who is that person who will refuse to take shelter of Sri Nityananda Ram? Shri Nityananda Ram ki jai, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki jai. On this auspicious day, if we haven't taken shelter of Lord Nityananda, there is time. It is never too late. Let us take shelter at his lotus feet and achieve the mercy of Krishna, mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In this age of Kali, simply by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we can achieve the mercy of Lord Nityananda, the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and we can go back to the spiritual abode of the Lord. At the end of this very lifetime, we can go back to the spiritual abode where there is only happiness, eternal life, and where there is happiness. There's no old age, there's no disease, there is no death. There is only happiness in loving service to Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Shri Nityananda Trayodashi ki Jai.